Okay, so what is going on, guys? It is Domino and welcome back, and today for you guys I have an epic gameplay on Hardpoint. Played some hijacked against some very bad players in league play, but I thought this was a pretty cool game. I go 52-3 using the PDW with the long barrel and quick draw. It's my favourite attachment setup for this gun at the moment, but this gun is obviously very versatile, so you guys can pick many different attachments, and ultimately it's based on personal preference. Now, unfortunately, for the majority of this game, I was playing against 3 players, which is something you really can't do too much about. You know, they couldn't handle Domino's destruction in the opening stages of this game, and I think within the first minute or so, some guy rage quits. But to be honest, I don't blame them. You know, I was pretty much spawn trapping them for the first minute or so. You guys can see me controlling the TP hut and the objective very nicely. I don't even need to be on the objective to control it, as long as I can keep the enemies at arm's reach, predict the spawns. You know, you're always going to win hardpoint on hijacked. So today I want to talk to you guys about the PDW and kind of discuss the recent patch update on the submachine guns and stuff. I know it's a little bit old now, but to be honest, I've used these guns quite a lot in league play in the last couple of weeks since the update, and I thought now I could give you guys my honest opinion on them, because I know, you know, a lot of people did it on like the first day, and to be honest, you have to use the gun a little bit more than that to realise if there's been any significant changes. But before we get into it significantly, I'm just going to say that whatever you heard about the PDW or the MSMC, they still remain the best guns in the game, or the best submachine guns in the game at least. A lot of talk about the Vector being the new best submachine gun, and I can honestly tell you guys after watching like the last 2 days of MLG Dallas that the PDW and the MSMC are dominant. If the competitive players are using them, they are going to be using whatever they have at their disposal. They are clearly better than the Vector. Not saying the Vector is a bad weapon. It is a very good submachine gun, and you know, it's good in a public match setting. But when it comes to league play, and you guys need, you know, pretty much the best of the best submachine guns, you want to be going with the PDW. Now, the 50-round clip is pretty much instrumental in making this gun overpowered, in my opinion. There's been countless times where I have been, you know, hidden behind like a wall or something, getting sprayed at, and I would think to myself, you know, they have to be reloading now. And then I get up, get my head taken off, and realise they have the 50-round clip. And I think that's something that Treyarch need to be addressing. Not the recoil patterns, which have changed slightly. I mean, I can notice a little bit of a difference with the PDW and the MSMC recoil patterns. They're a little bit more unpredictable. But if you're still a decent player, you guys saw me at the start of this video. Even at medium range, the PDW still remains very good because you have a 50-round clip. You can afford to spray, you can miss a few bullets, and as soon as you get it on target, there's nothing they can do. Their gun will just kick up, and that'll be it for you. And they need to address that instead of the recoil, because most of the maps are close range anyway. People don't have too much of a problem with recoil on the submachine guns. You know, this isn't Battlefield. This is, you know, point blank range. You guys can see how close these guys are to me. And unfortunately there I died on a Ruthless, which would have been kind of cool if I could continue that streak, but unfortunately I didn't. But as I said, you know, the maps are so small. I think they need to kind of buff the assault rifles a little bit more. I know the AN94 and the M8 are very good. Well, the M8's good on league play because the connection's a little bit better, and it's also very good on LAN. But the AN94 is a very good all-round gun. But maybe give the M27 a little bit more damage, or, you know, maybe make it just compete a little bit more. And you guys can see what I mean here. You guys see me got the PDW here, and I pick up 2 kills there with, you know, barely any bullets. A pretty significant range. I consider that medium range. I'm not sure what you guys consider medium range, but that's what I consider it to be. And I can, you know, I can take them out easily. You guys see here, look at this. Boom, aim. You don't even have to have good aim. You can just put it straight onto them and destroy them with this gun. And I think they need to go a little bit further. The Scorpion is actually the only submachine gun which I kind of categorize as a submachine gun in the traits that it has, the high fire rate and the recoil pattern. That's the only gun I would actually consider to be a submachine gun if we go on, you know, past examples of submachine guns. Look back to Black Ops 1. Look at the PM 63, I think it was called. The likes of the Powerus as well. They were what I deem submachine guns. And it's weird because I think the AK-74U from Black Ops 1, which many people considered overpowered, I think this gun would look terrible in this game at the moment because you know, the guns like the MSMC and the PDW just outclass it. I think even people would prefer to use guns like the Vector and the Scorpion. The Chicom is another submachine gun which I'm not too sure about. It remains a pretty good gun. It remains pretty good at getting people at medium range. But other than that, I don't think it gives you too much. It feels a little bit inconsistent, especially with the connections on public matches. But you know, there's obviously nothing you can do about that. But normally, you guys know I like to kind of mess around a little bit and try different guns, different attachments. But when you're in league play, it's all about using your best weapon. It's all about, you know, making sure you get the W, and that's obviously what I do this game. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this gameplay. You've understood my recent kind of talk. Well, I guess it's been a bit of a late patch update. But you know, these guns still remain dominant, so don't question them. But please don't hoard them out in public matches. I don't want to see that every game. Sometimes I like to use my M1216, and if I'm using my M1216 and you got PDW, it's not really a fair gunfight on me. But I'm going to leave you guys with the rest of the gameplay. 52-3 is the final score. I may have already said that, but I thought it was a pretty cool game against, you know, some pretty terrible players, let's be honest. But it's been Domino, and I'll see you guys next time. If you could, please rate the video, either a like or dislike.
Get moving! Down and clear. Shot out. Changing.
Hostiles have captured the hard point. Objective parameters obtained. Well done.